Hello everyone, welcome back to Hero Wars Guide. We just got the game data update for the Titan Brawls event, so we're going to take a look at the event and the game data that came with that. Starting off here, after the end of the Snake Charmer event in a few hours, the Clash of the Titans event will start immediately. I believe this is a brand new event format, and it looks as though it's going to run for 6 days, which is kind of a strange duration, but there you go. Some of the tasks on this thing are enormous. Get VIP goes up to 9,000. I believe that's the largest it's ever been. I think almost every other time we've seen Get VIP, it ends at 4,500. So now they're asking for double the normal spending in order to max this one out. I don't have the rewards at this point in time, so hard to be certain with any of this, but generally speaking, if there's no Forex, then you want to avoid these purchases. Then we have spend emeralds at 120,000, which is another pretty tall ask as well. Energy is at 20,000, which I think is the biggest ask of any event that I remember seeing. It is a 6-day event, which brings that down ever so slightly, but in any case, that's still a very large number. And then we have some of the tasks you may recognize from the new Light and Dark Titan events from their introduction, as well as the Riotous Growth and Scorching Days replacements that we had for the Light and Dark elements. Each of them had these 40 Titan skin and 80 Titan levels. And then a task to open 150 of the Titan summoning spheres as well. I have been hoarding a lot of these resources, assuming that we'd get some kind of Light and Dark Titan event. Hopefully you have as well. Okay, so I won't have the details of ROI until we have a better picture of the rewards, but I can tell you from the game data that this is it is a brawl event. It's going to follow at least somewhat similarly to what we've seen for hero brawls in the past, where you pick a defensive team and other players will attack it, most likely winning some event coins on both the attack and the defense. And you will be earning coins that you can spend at an event shop. Alright, so let's take a look at the game data. Starting just with the English language definitions, we can learn some things from this. First being that there will be a bundle for one or more Titan skins. Then next we can see that there are 3 Titan brawls defined here. And I believe the reason for this is that for 2-day chunks, you will have to use a specific Titan in your defensive lineup, and probably also your attacking lineup. Most likely the 3 Titans who will be gaining skins, and those being the support Titans for each of the original elements. Okay, and then we have Titan Brawl coin. That's going to be the currency for the event shop. There will be a loot box available in the shop. Contents unknown, but usually not among the best buys. Then next there is an entry here telling you that you will get your coins in the mail, or your coins are exchanged for the brawl boxes at the end of the event. So probably you should do your shopping before the event ends, or they'll be converted to those boxes. This tells me that there will be some kind of bundle that includes a gift to your guild. So as is the case for most events, there'll be something over on the right that you can buy. This entry indicates that there will be some kind of small reward for winning on the defensive side of the brawl, or at least there's a notification for it, which I think implies that you'll get some coins. And then this is talking about the tasks of the event, but we already looked at that, so I'll skip over. The event name down here. This down at the bottom is saying that in these brawls, your Titans will be maxed, even if they're not there in the real game. This line here indicates, like I mentioned, that in each phase of the brawl, there will be a Titan that you can't take out of your team. And then here at the bottom, similarly, there's going to be some kind of limitation on the number of Super Titans that you can have in your team for at least part of the event. Okay, and then I think these final entries are telling you basically that you can buy a skin for a Titan even if you haven't summoned that Titan just yet, and that there are a couple of Titans that you can't obtain yet. I'm not exactly sure where that comes into play. But maybe it's the sort of thing that tells you if you don't have a Titan, you can go to the Summoning Sphere to get them, but those couple of Super Titans aren't there yet, so that won't be an option for all cases. Okay, I'm going to skip most of the other files because there's just not much of interest in them, but I do want to take a look at the skins with you. This point may have already been shared in the community post, I don't recall, but the stat that's being given to all three of the new skins look to me to be armor. So no great surprise there, but this does confirm it if it wasn't already. It does look like, at least at some point, if not right away, you will be able to unlock the skins for Titan Skin Stones with level 1 costing 10,000. And the reason I express some doubt there is that down at the bottom here, after all of the levels for the skin, there are a few other data elements. These here are basically saying you can get the skin inside of a special offer, it's enabled, it won't be available for purchase though until the event starts. But this one here, not obtainable with 1 or true. This may be the sort of thing where if you hover over the purchase on the Titan, it'll tell you that the thing's only available in a special event. I don't know for sure if that's what this means, or if this is just going to go away at some point right after the event goes live. It's hard to say, but even if it is exclusive to the event right now, they haven't talked about it being, these skins being exclusive to the event for the long term, so I would imagine that at some point after the event's over, you'll be able to get these skins through the normal means of spending 10,000 skin stones to get level 1. They did put the cost in here after all, so that would be my expectation. There's no guarantees there, and they may stay locked for several months. Who knows? But if you can't get all of these skins right during the event, either as a direct purchase or within the shop, I wouldn't be too stressed about them being locked away forever. This is, after all, a special event rather than a season pass, so future players are going to need some way to get these things in the future, and it won't be through this special event. Alright, and then lastly, I want to take a look at the Brawl shop. First thing you may notice down at the bottom is that there are a number of hero items that are available for sale. These do appear to have the normal kind of coin value that we've come to expect, which is 5,000 for these items that are built of 80 fragments. And using that as a benchmark, we know from some of these better choices like Lemort's Card and Lycanthrope Fang that the benchmark Brawl coin value per emerald is going to be something like 0.32 emeralds. These items cost 1,600 emeralds at the rarity fair, but they'll cost 5,000 coin. So that works out to 0.32. So first off, among the hero side, if that's where you decide to go, Lemort's Card and Lycanthrope Fangs are going to be your winners, with the Sphere of Power and probably the Oracle Sensor being honorary runners-up. Most items follow the same 0.32 value, but then many of these composite things are made of lesser desired item fragments, things that come for free as you chase the more important things like the ones I mentioned. That said, the Titan side of the shop is all over the place in terms of value. I'll call out a few. Titan Potion, not worth it. Those will come before many of these other resource types, so even if it's good emerald value, I won't be thinking about that. Essence of the Elements is one of the stronger options here. This will take a very, very, very long time to max out. If you maybe spent a lot of emeralds at the artifact spheres, then you could easily be way behind Essence of the Elements in terms of your Titan artifact development. And the emerald value here is pretty good. This is worth 100 emeralds and it's 300 coins, so that's 0.33, slightly better than the items. Souls are kind of another joke resource, so I won't spend time on that. Then these artifact chests, from a raw emerald value standpoint, these are actually really strong. There's a lot of different schools of thought of how much value an elemental tournament coin is worth, but the raw emerald value, in my opinion, of this is really almost double a lot of the others. That said, if you are a big spender in the game, you probably don't need these things as much. And it has been teased that you will be able to buy the Titan artifact fragments at the Titan Merchant, just like you can the elemental ones. So many of you that may already have vast pools of those coins laying around that would make this less attractive, even though it's a pretty high emerald value. Then these Super Titan dolls, for me, were worth, I believe, something like 150, which would make this quite a bit lower than most of the other values. I think they're applying some kind of markup there based on how new and shiny these Titans are. But I wouldn't go with these options. The Brawl Box, can't say there, don't know what's inside, but usually these aren't going to be wonderful. We'll have to wait and see. Then you can see that you can buy some of the event coin directly for emeralds through this option, but it comes at a worse than normal exchange rate. You're spending 400 emeralds to get 1,000 coins, and as we saw down here, they're worth 0.32. So this is basically like a 25% markup from the Rarity Fair sort of value. And then, last but not least, you can buy the 3 skins in the shop here. And they are applying a very heavy new and shiny tax on this one. If you assume that at some point these things will become available through purchase on the Titan, just like the tanks for the original elements are, then these skins are worth 10,000 Titan skin stones. The emerald value on that is just over 2,600 or a little under 2,700. And that means the value of your event coins spent on these are worth less than a quarter of what, in terms of emerald value, what they would be if you bought some of these better items or many of the other Titan items. So this is really just a heavy tax that they often apply to people who want to get the latest thing right away. So if you are like me and you have plenty of other Titan skins that you still need to level up anyway, I'm just going to wait for these things to come out through the normal purchase method, and I'll worry about leveling those skins at that time. If they had been marked down a little bit less, if these are worth something like 0.07 emeralds per event coin instead of the normal 0.32, if it was half as much or 3/4 or something, then sure, I'd think about it, but this is worth less than 25%. And that's just too high a gotta have it now tax for my tastes. Alright, so hope this gives you something to think about for the event going live tonight. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll talk to you again soon.